everybody else is commerce. All those in commerce, the problem is in the micro thing. So I started doing review meetings, which made a lot of difference. It happens almost every morning that I don't want to continue. So agar you don't want any problems, you don't want any challenges, remove the crown. Is resilience. You may want to quit. I think the other lesson, therefore, and that is something that, now that I am a leader, is to bet behind people. So I do like to believe that I have to still put in the effort, because if somebody has made a 20-pager pre-read, the least I can do is spend the 20 minutes to respond.
Please welcome among your applauses, Miss Shaili Mehrotra. Joining her is a leader who needs no introduction to this campus because she's one of us. She is the managing director of Nivea India, steering one of the world's most trusted skincare brands. Prior to Nivea, she served as the MD of Hershey's India and spent nearly 2 decades driving growth at Hindustan Unilever Limited. Recognized in the Economic Times 40 under 40 and impacts 50 most influential women, she is a master strategist in the FMCG world. But more importantly, she is a proud alumna of the Sri Ram College of Commerce. Among our applauses, let's welcome Ms. Gitika Mehta. And to moderate this session, we are joined by Ms. Sheetal Sharma, a seasoned professional in the domain of people strategy, leadership development, and organizational culture. Currently serving as the Associate Director, People and Culture at Grant Thornton Bharat, she brings over 15 years of experience in driving talent engagement, inclusive workplaces, and future-ready leaders. Widely appreciated for her work in campus relations, coaching, and capacity building, Sheetal has been instrumental in mentoring young professionals and fostering meaningful dialogue around career, growth, equity, and leadership. Let's welcome her among our applauses.
Good afternoon. Quick check from the audience. How many of you here sitting out here are girls? Okay, quite a lot. I can see the popularity of this panel because of some gender bias which is coming in. Lovely to have you all, and lovely to have two fantastic leaders on the dais today with us. They've introduced them and done complete justice. We have with us Gitika and we have with us Shaili. Another big round of applause as we hit the panel. Beautiful. As we begin and pass on the mic to them, have them chat, we'd probably have the first question coming to both of you, and we'll try and be slightly rapid about it. Add a little bit of fire for the crowd just to make sure that you keep the crowd engaged. And the question is, while we've seen both of you are leaders in your own space, one, of course, risen from the entrepreneurial journey. We all know Nivea, so we know you've been a woman leader per se here with the brand. My first question to both of you would be one stereotype which you personally have broken in your journey so far, which you'd want to share with all of us. Maybe something which would inspire the crowd, inspire me as an individual. Would be lovely to hear from you. Okay, so I think one stereotype I would like to break or have, I would believe, broken is that we are here because we are women. I think we are here and each one of us. And the reason I started is I think irrespective of whether there are women or men, boys or girls in the audience, I believe this session is for everybody. I believe everybody can learn, and always keep their kind of antennas up to learn something new from any interaction. So I hope you find this exciting. And I'm looking forward to, of course, being part of this place, coming back after 25 years. So yes, 2001 is when I graduated, and it's lovely to be back. Things haven't changed much, but of course, they've also improved. So I think it's lovely to be back home in a sense. And I'm looking forward to this being an engaging session for men and women both. Lovely. Thank you, Gitika. Shaili. Yeah, what was the question again? So we are trying to figure out what's that one stereotype which you feel you've broken in this journey. Could be many, but one which you would want to share with others.
I don't think any because when I started back in 2010, I never thought that I'm a woman or I'm going on this journey or I'll be facing any challenges. I wanted to start something and that's it. Uh, Nothing on being like gender something. No.
No stereotype.
No. I'll in fact give more detail later on.
Sure. Why don't you very quickly highlight, while we of course heard the overview, and we'll start with you first maybe. Why don't you share your journey from where you, like you said, you began in 2010. We'd want to see how you paced up in your professional journey and something which you'd want to highlight, which we would want to take back with us from your journey. So just take us through your, just free flow your journey and share that with us.
Okay. So I'll just go back a bit.
Yeah.
So I'm from Banaras. Studied there, born, brought up in Banaras. Moved out after marriage, immediately after marriage to Southeast Asia. Stayed there for almost 12 years. Worked in different different companies, in different, I'll say, category. This is also a very long, interesting, subject to talk about. When you are abroad, you don't have a choice that if you want to work only in advertising, you have to work there. If you want to work only in sales and marketing, you want to work there. Whatever you get, you just start working because you don't have much choice. So I worked in IT department, sales and marketing, advertising, public relations, and came back in India in 2007 and started Fixerma in 2010. So we chose selling through dermats, selling through dermatologists. And I'll be very honest about it. The reason was online was not there, of course, right? So I had two choices. Either we can start the retail channel or through the derma channel, through doctors, which was still doable. Because retail channel, you need crazy financial muscle and huge manpower also. So dermat channel we chose. It was a slow process because you knock to each and every doctor's door. You give a brief about your product. Then they slowly, they take some time to trust you, and then the product comes on their prescription, and then it's made available in their pharmacy or outside the pharmacy. So it's a long process, a tedious process, but yeah, that was it. So it took a long time to be there. And in 2019-20, we were online because we thought we are about to, miss the bus, because we were a little skeptical that if we go online, doctors might not like it. I think she also understands that problem, Geetika. So yeah, and once we onboarded our online journey, um, uh, then we saw, good sales numbers. Yeah. And, with online, it's a blessing because you are a Delhi based company, but you are available in Trivandrum, you are available in Mizoram, you are available everywhere. Any customer who's sitting anywhere in the country can buy. So, yeah, so going online actually helped us to boost our sales.
Amazing. Thank you. Geetika, over to you. Maybe a glimpse of your journey for all of us.
Yeah, of course, I start off this journey from SRCC. Yeah. All those in economics. Really? Everybody else is commerce. All those in commerce? Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah, okay. I was economics. So I was hoping for more solidarity than the two girls at the front. But okay. So you've seen the classroom 24 and 25. That was really where the journey was. Looking lovingly towards the canteen to see when the break would happen. I must admit, I was a front bencher. Yeah, so I would attend all classes, everything. And the canteen memories only at that time was only samosas and Maggie, and there wasn't anything exciting beyond that. And I was also the president of the Economic Society. So, really talking to the commerce people, trying to explain to them why they should vote for us. And I think overall it was a lovely, lovely, lovely ground. I think whatever seeds of leadership were planted actually in SRCC. And therefore, when you sit here, you may not recognize, but I want to tell you, SRCC opens many doors. Yeah. So the name itself, you're like from Sri Ram College of Commerce, you've already kind of got an edge. Yeah. And I think that will really play out. And I can assure you, after 25 years, it does play out. Even today. Yeah. When I say SRCC, I'm Ahmedabad, there's like, oh, wow. So there is a certain expectation of you as you walk in just with the name of SRCC. So yeah, guys, feel good about where you are. And I think that is already great. Anyways, I know it's a long answer. I then moved on to IIM Ahmedabad. I then moved on to Unilever. I did that for many, many, many years. Global, local, regional, global roles. I used to handle Brazil, Thailand, South Africa. So lots of work. And then 2021 is when I moved as the managing director for Hershey's, the chocolate company. That literally was the sweetest place on earth. And then a couple of years ago, I actually moved as Nivea, yes, or Biostop. Yeah.
Beautiful. So, a journey worth remembering, worth going through the path. One quick question to the two of you, and maybe this time, Gitika, you could address it first. Being a leader, right? There are moments, and you've shared multiple roles that you've seen all through. There are moments when you would be required to take strategic decisions which really matter, and they can go both ways, right? Because when we're taking a decision, it is a risk in itself. What do you think has been the best strategic business decision which you've taken? And we'd also want to know, why do you think it has been the best decision? So maybe the outcome a little bit.
Okay, firstly, I think decisions can look very exciting, yeah, very scary in real life. Yeah. And with great power comes great responsibility. You're very conscious of the fact that every decision has an impact on livelihoods. For example, and maybe I can talk about, we've just decided, as my favorite latest strategic decision, we've entered a new brand. So everybody knows Nivea, I hope. I hope you've also heard of Hansaplast. More Hansaplast?
I'm sure they have.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay.
The Band-Aids.
So that is also from this organization. And there is a third brand we've just launched a year ago called Eucerin. Yeah, it's dermatological skincare, top end, like 2,000-3,000 rupees for a vial of skincare. And I must admit, when you're doing that decision, you're hiring people, knowing that you're going to be able to hopefully provide for them and their kind of career path and trajectory. You're setting up a full network, a supply chain, a team that goes out. So I think strategic decisions, great to be entering into a new segment. I think it will do wonders for the organization. I think it's, it was a matter of time. But also, of course, it comes with its, we have to be, it's like a new baby.
Yeah.
You have to keep over it, saying, fuss over it a little bit extra. But yeah, that's the fun of the job.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thanks, Gitika. Shelly.
I think for me, it's almost every single day you have to take a decision, because Fix Derma has 4 verticals. We sell through Dermats, as I mentioned. We have around a team of 200 boys across India. Then we have a retail channel, which we started 3 years back.
Yeah.
That's also a very difficult one because retail is very new to us. So that is there. Then we are also exporting to so many countries. And fourth is our e-com, which is selling online on different marketplaces. One small thing which I think we all should incorporate is looking at the minute details. People always say that, as leaders, or, and when you are in a senior position in the company as a CEO, you should not look at the micro, you should do the macro management. But I always think that, the problem is in the micro thing, So I started doing review meetings, which made a lot of difference. It only takes, 45 minutes every day. And I've divided my work, each and every vertical. I have review meetings on different parameters, like on their sales, what they are doing, even the attrition. We always have a small review meeting. It only takes 30 minutes on just talking about attrition. So I think that has helped a lot. I have seen a huge, sales growth, attrition going down. So sometimes, micro perspective also helps a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Good thought there. Uh, One, while of course we've heard success stories, we know how successful the two of you are, the brands are. Would love to also have you throw a little bit of light or maybe discuss little bit on the fail-safe stories. Has there been a moment ever in your career trajectory where you thought or you gave it a thought that okay, I want to quit? That quit may not be professional journey. That quit could also be a decision or something you've entered into which you want to just now suddenly decide that okay, I now want to take a step back. One, was that a case? Second, what was that moment? And third, how did you address it? Or did you address it at all? So anybody could.
Yeah, I think for me it happens almost every morning that I don't want to continue. This is enough. Enough is enough,
Yeah.
because I've actually, told this many times on different panels. It's like leadership is like, if you all remember that inflated doll we used to have in we were kids, you keep punching it, it keeps coming back. So we keep getting punches from all the sides. It looks very glamorous to all of you, but it's actually full of crazy problems, on all the levels, team level, the logistics, sales. I mean, there are so many different problems, right? Now, team management, especially, has become a huge challenge. So, it's every day you feel like quitting, but then you have to keep going. The solution comes and the new problems comes up. So you think, yeah, fine, aaj to acha din hai. Let me relax. Things looks fine. Everything is fine. Then something pops up from somewhere. So I think that's part and parcel of our job and where we are sitting. So we can't help it. But you have see, I always mention one more thing because I think she understands. She's working for a big MNC. That she's wearing a crown,
Yeah.
right? And if you are wearing a crown, you cannot lie in peace. It keeps hurting you. चुभता रहता है वो आपको. तो अगर you don't want any problems, you don't want any challenges, remove the crown. But if you want to wear it, then it's part of it.
Yeah.
So it looks very nice and glamorous from outside, but I think it's full of challenges and
No, absolutely. It's glamorous. It's challenging. It's a little lonely at the top as well.
absolutely.
But the message for the crowd here who's chit chatting out there is resilience. You may want to quit, you may feel like, but every day you choose to move on because there's something which in you which just pushes you to go on. I think that's the message I get.
Yeah. From what you of course. Because you then think that you have come so far and it's okay. I mean, it's part of it. And you need a crazy grit, I believe, to remain, grounded and to keep going.
Absolutely.
It's kind of a madness. And I don't think there's a gender thing out there.
Yeah.
It's for all of us.
It's
It's a male or a female.
It's for the leader, and the leader could be any gender.
Absolutely, yeah.
Gitika.
Yeah, maybe I can share a story, and this isn't about leadership actually, because Shelley's mentioned it already. I was a brand manager, fairly reasonably early in Unilever, and there was a failed launch. Yeah, and I must admit, I mean, you put in the effort and resilience, of course, to go do the same thing again and again, and having a failure at the end of it. And I'm a person who loves challenges, right? So you really feel like normally intellect plus hard work should lead to success, and it doesn't. Something's gone wrong in that equation. And I remember I started training for the marathon. The coping mechanism was I need to prove that I can do something. I cannot do this thing, but I need to prove I can do something. So I ran my first and last 42 kilometers when I was a failure. And then I remember one day I was going back to my line manager saying, I think I should just quit because, this isn't working out. This is clearly not going. So I book some time, we go. And he's like, as I come in, he's like, we would like to promote you. And I'm like, sorry? I'm like, in my mind thinking I'm here to offer my resignation. And he's like, we're looking for people who never give up. Yeah. So you are not, this is going to shut down. This project is going nowhere. So that is surely shut. But why don't you become a senior brand manager, handle a larger portfolio for us, and get the same willingness to start over day in and day out? And I think the other lesson, therefore, and that is something that, now that I am a leader, is to bet behind people. So somebody bet that on me, saying, I see the spark. And of course, this particular venture has failed, but that spark mustn't be kind of let to go. So I think that's important as well.
Beautiful, beautiful lesson. I mean, that spark, thanks. Big round of applause for her. So I think that spark is in each of us. Everybody's that unique self. It's more about identifying, believing in that spark yourselves. And then, like you said, at some point in time, maybe somebody else believing in that spark and giving you that nudge. Beautiful message for the crowd here. Picking up from what you said, Gitika, like you said, I once felt that, I don't think I can do more on this one. There is a very, very popular concept which we keep talking about, the imposter syndrome in us, right? Have you per se also, as a leader, felt once, twice, could be like, I almost face it every year, that there is something where you face or where you thought that imposter hitting you, where you felt, okay, I'm not maybe good enough on something.
Yeah, actually, very often it is normal, firstly. So, yeah, and why am I telling you this is because at this point you may feel, oh my God, what if I don't get a call? What if you get a lot of calls from CAT or whatever else? It is normal to have that slight level of anxiety. And I look at it as it's good. Even today, I prepare for meetings. Yeah, I'm the one who's read all the pre-reads. Even today, yeah, and I believe after 25 years, you can afford to say I can relax, but I can't, So I do like to believe that I have to still put in the effort because if somebody has made a 20-page pre-read, the least I can do is spend the 20 minutes to respond. So imposter syndrome is natural. It spurs me on to more action to say, okay, I need to keep doing this and I need to keep continuing to remain here. And I think it is also, I give an example. I have two boys, by the way. They're really naughty. Then they're 14 and 11. And I just got the IIM Ahmedabad Young Alumni Award. Yeah. And they sent me a message saying I'm getting the Young Alumni Award. And I'm like, oh my God. And I was discussing it at the dinner table saying, I don't think I deserve it. And my little one says, yes, Mama, you are, no, it was Young Alumni Achiever Award. He's like, yes, Mama, you're an alumni, you're an achiever, but young, no. So, sometimes your imposter syndrome is on the achiever part of it, saying, have I achieved enough to earn an IIM Ahmedabad award? And he was like, yeah, of course you're an achiever in his eyes. And you're young is the question mark. So I think sometimes that lovely human interaction makes us also realize, yeah, some aspects we have achieved, but there is just so much more to go. And therefore you continue, preparing your pre-reads, being ready for everything else that life throws at you.
Great. So for you, imposter prepares you for your better version. It keeps you going and it is natural. What's your take, Shelly?
I think you feel that every day almost, that you're not good enough, you're not doing this right. It happens so many times because, when you start something new or you add a new team or you start a new vertical, things go wrong.
Yeah, true.
Many times. And you feel as if, you've made a mistake. You should have done your homework properly. So all the time. And as an entrepreneur, it's like an everyday feeling,
Yeah.
that we actually launched a hospital vertical where I hired a team and they had to reach out to hospitals and doctors, but it didn't work out at all. It was very difficult in the beginning, and slowly the team also started leaving, and that whole vertical didn't work for me. So yeah, it happens all the time, And sometimes, even if you have done well somewhere, you feel we could have done even better than this.
Correct.
So it keeps happening.
That's the
Yeah.
perfectionist in you who's
Yeah.
making sure that you do everything.
I think I always call it an entrepreneurial itch, which is there that because you have not done enough, the numbers are not correct. We could have done much better in numbers. So I always feel that. Or maybe I think always try to overachieve also. The numbers which are practically not possible, I always keep them there. So maybe that's the reason, yeah.
Absolutely. So why I shared that question typically was because of all of you, because we are students, and I still remember, I'm sure both of you will agree. As students as well, there are a lot of spaces where we feel that, okay, I'm not good enough in this. I'm not probably good enough in this. If you get that feeling, like they said, it's natural. It just it just ensures you move ahead. If you do not get that feeling, in fact, that's a trouble. That means you don't want to aim for something better. So let's keep the imposter going. That's the message from here. I've been nudged to move towards the last question, but I'll quickly ask one thing. What is that one advice which you'd want to give to your 20-year-old individual? And then we will close. Let's try and see what's that one advice you'd want to give for your own self when you were 20 years old.
I think patience.
More
Yeah, patience. Yeah, because what I have seen right now, everybody is in a hurry to build business. So I've heard this from someone that they believe in this thing called BOSS. It's build, operate, scale, sell.
Yeah.
So which I think is not a right way to do business. You need patience. You give it some time, slowly build it, and this is not a good idea. No, that build and quickly sell it. I think nowadays most of you are thinking on those lines. Because everybody's looking at the successful business. They don't know how many have been unsuccessful or they've closed down. So there are so many, more numbers who have shut their business. So go slow and do a good business business analysis before you get into it.
Maybe last one from Gitika.
I think and this is really for you guys, just believe in yourselves. Yeah, I think that's something that life may challenge you. It may help you or hinder you in your beliefs, but know that you would reach exactly where you need to. So do not be hard on yourself.
Thank you. Lovely. Patience and believe in yourself. That's for all of you. On that note, we would close this women panel. Thank you so much, Gitika. Thanks, Shelly, for your time.
Thank you so much for listening to us patiently.